Hello and welcome to an updated recipe of cooking with cleavage. And the reason why I call it updated is because, I got my new oven last year, but I have not done the salmon recipe in the oven like I wanted to do it last time when I had to do it on the grill. And I know a lot of you liked that episode. So I wanted to talk about the salmon again because this is the recipe. As I said in the first one, my mom gave me and told me, I don't even remember which ingredients she said only to use, but I added, of course, a couple of recipes. So a couple of ingredients in the recipe. So this is garlic and ginger. I just realized recently why my mom didn't have ginger in the recipe, because she doesn't like ginger, which I think is really shameful. So I have those cut up. I used about 5 or 6 toes of garlic, and I made sure that the ginger was about the same. Just a big chunk of ginger. And then I have some green onions from my garden. Aren't these beautiful? These are beautiful, right? And I cut them all up. I'm pretty sure that's something that that's the oven ready for this dish. 425 is what we're cooking this at. And my table's clean, so I'm going to put all these ingredients in there. This is what ginger looks like before you cut it all off. So I used a chunk that was about maybe that big. It's a really thin skin, as you can see. So you just cut it off. It's a spicy addition to a dish, ginger. Some people don't like it. My mom said it tastes like soap, which a lot of people think cilantro tastes like soap. I'm glad that I don't have that DNA makeup that makes me feel like that. But then I take some soy sauce and just, I didn't open the soy sauce. This is a fresh bottle of soy sauce because we just had Hurricane Ida and I had to throw all my condiments away and re-up it. So maybe some of you have been concerned about us down here in Louisiana. We just had Hurricane Ida. I live in Gentilly neighborhood of New Orleans. So Hurricane Ida didn't affect me as much as Hurricane Zeta did. But what Hurricane Zeta started, Hurricane Ida finished at my house. So, we have to count our small blessings when things like that happens. A lot of us throw things away and then we just have to up. And then I dilute that with water. And then we're going to come right back because I did forget one ingredient. And I almost forgot the lemon. Okay, but here's the lemon. And this is not from my garden, so it's not the best looking lemon I've ever seen. But, it reminds me, because this is happening after Hurricane Ida, that we lost my, child. I don't know if I've ever told y'all this, but we lost my childhood home in Katrina. And one of the worst parts about the whole thing, besides just losing your childhood home, is all the trees she had on her property. She had the most beautiful lemons and the most beautiful grapefruit and mandarin and stuff like that. But anyway, maybe one day. It takes a while to get a lemon tree or a citrus tree looking that great. But now you just want to tent the aluminum over this, right? I'd say tent, but just put it over it. It doesn't have to be super tight, right? And then you just put it in the oven of 425, as you can see right there. And I'm putting it on the bottom shelf. And then I'm going to set the timer for 15 minutes. Okay, so that now that that's starting, I want to make a drink for y'all that I created during the hurricane, but I'm going to be right back to get the ingredients together. Okay, so when I evacuated, I had to take everything out of my fridge and think about how I could actually have some. So I could use the rest of the stuff I had. So I had a bottle of this. Is this Luxardo maraschino cherries. Okay, they're great cocktail cherries. Oh my God, they make such a difference. And they're served in this maraschino juice that's really like a syrup. Okay. So I was like so depressed that I had this ice chest. I had to refill the ice chest all the time. And are these going to survive? So I got a bottle of bubbly from the local market where I was in Houston, and came up with this beautiful, if you could have a Kir or a Kir Royale, right? Which is just creme de cassis, which is blackcurrant liqueur in champagne. Why can't you do some type of cherry juice in a champagne? Which there is a local restaurant here, a very well-known family, and the elder matriarchs of the family created this cocktail book, and they make their cocktails that are Kir Royales with Chambord, which is raspberry. So I was like, okay, well, there's the mimosa, there's the Bellini, which is peach, and there's there are other cranberry. There's the poinsettia, which is cranberry juice. And I was like, well, what about cherry juice? Oh my goodness, y'all are gonna taste this beautiful concoction that I made, okay? But let me just talk. It made me think about, I have not opened a bottle of champagne for y'all. So the whole reason there's a cage on a champagne bottle, first of all, this tab is supposed to open up the top foil part of the champagne bottle. A lot of people get past this point and they open this cage up and they take the cage off. The whole point of the cage being there is so that it stops the cork, if it gets out of control, from popping out and destroying something, which I know that all of y'all have heard about or witnessed or whatever. So what you do is you open up the cage enough for you to work the cork, right? So you're still able to control the cork here, and you twist it with the bottom of the bottle, not the top, not the cork, the bottom of the bottle, and that way you can still control with your hand how the cork is coming out of the bottle, right? So you just control it like that. And see how easy that is? So I am going to get those glasses and make this cocktail for you. I'll be right back. Okay, so I don't have my fancy schmancy glasses that Donna gave me, but we are post-idle right now. So excuse me for going back to my humble means. But these are the cherries that I was talking about, maraschino cherries. And I try to take a little bit of this juice, right? And I put that in there. And that is part of the cocktail. Just like that. I mean, 2 cherries don't really hurt. You know what I mean? So you just add a little bit like that. And I mean, you can make this cocktail whatever you want. You can add a lemon twist to it, like a Kir Royale, and that only adds another element, right? But for me, I was like, oh yeah, let me just try this cocktail like this. I used to work at a restaurant in New York, and we were supposed to continue the pour just like this without stopping, without pulling it up, and then it was supposed to be, see how you do it slowly, how the bubbles don't fall over, and then that's a perfect cocktail. Then you can use the spoon, and you can mix all that together. Oh gosh, one of them is going to be a little bit stronger since I stopped earlier. Here you go. Cheers. Cheers to y'all. I'm gonna come back and make some sauteed spinach for y'all. Hello. So I also had some leftover spinach. I used some of it in a salad earlier this week. So I thought it would be the other day, yesterday to be exact. So I thought it would be a great way to use the rest of my spinach to make some sauteed spinach on the side of salmon. And I've never done that with y'all before. So let me talk about this for a second if you want to come closer. So spinach, when you cook it, I don't do it very often, but I love sauteed spinach, and it always leaves like a film on my teeth. So it's weird after, but it tastes so good. And it starts out really, like this amount is not going to really be that much. So really, whatever you start with, it's going to cook way down. So don't think that's weird. right? So I have a little bit of olive oil getting hot here in the pan. It's like a medium high. It's like a medium high right now. I'm waiting for it to be hot enough. And the way you test out water to see if it's actually hot enough is you put a little oil to see if it's hot enough. You put a little oil in your water in your hand. See, that's not hot enough yet. So you want to get it really hot. Because when you put the spinach on there, you want it to be that fry almost. It looks like it's, see how it's separating away from the pan? You see how the olive oil is starting to move away?
Sizzle.
You hear it sizzling? But it's definitely moving. See if I do like this? How it's separating out like that? That's hot enough, right? So you make sure it's hot. And then it sizzles when you put it down in there. And the water content is good enough so that we can put a bunch of garlic on it. Just like that. Just rub the leaves with the garlic because my hands are clean. And then you take some salt. Oh, the salmon's ready. So that's a little bit of salt in there. And you just fold it. Just like that. You just fold it. And you see how that just sautés nice and light like that? Oh yeah. That garlic. That garlic's gonna be beautiful, just like that. I'm gonna take, so the salmon is ready to take out, so I'm gonna take that out of the oven right now. Ooh, it smells so good. Smells, it's like all the flavors you can smell just penetrating together, you know? Okay, so, ooh, that looks really good. That looks really good. And the spinach is just about done because you want to make sure that the garlic is cooking. But hey, when garlic doesn't have to be cooked that much, and it's really good for all of our health and immune system to eat a bunch of garlic. But you don't want the spinach to cook too much, so I'm going to turn that off. Right? And then I'm going to plate this up and be right back with y'all. Okay, so as you can tell, the salmon is very rare. And that's the way I like my salmon. I mean, I love it. I would rather it still be moving than dead, right? But if you like it a little bit more cooked, you are welcome to cook it for 30 minutes. But I think the reason why I wanted to do this again is because on the grill, I wasn't able to control the temperature and I wasn't able to control the time and I wasn't able to control that I would get it this rare. And when I did it on the grill like that, and I know all of y'all liked it, but it was cooked a little bit more than I want. So I would cook it a little bit less on the grill. Oh my God, look at that. Oh. It's so good. And then the green onions are still a little crunchy. I like that. I like the green onions and the garlic and, you know, to be a little crunchy. While the salmon is still moist enough to like melt in your mouth. Oh my God. Spinach. Let's see. You see how small the spinach got? It's kind of funny. Oh, that's a perfect accompaniment. I'm glad we did this tonight, you know. I'm going to enjoy the rest of this meal, but I hope that y'all got something out of it. I know I've done this before, but I was hoping that I could bring something else to show y'all how you could do it in your kitchen if you actually have an oven that can keep the right temperature like I finally have. So I've been wanting to visit y'all. I've been wanting to show y'all some other dishes, but with Ida and everything and work stopping because of Ida and evacuating, it was really hard to do. But I do want to see y'all more often, and I will see y'all soon. Ooh, excuse me. I'll see y'all soon.